What did you feel were the interesting things about how you've seen Survivor Bloomsburg evolve over the 3 seasons so far?
I'd say the challenges have gotten, well, even from the start, the challenges were good. Like, I can remember season 1, the balloon popping one at the very start, still a highlight for me.
In episode 1, the first activity was island hopping. You had 30 seconds to get trios standing in various hula hoops. How did you feel about your original trio that you formed with Mars and Hayden? Did you 3 form any alliance at that point?
You could say so, especially because at the start, we were all given a little trio pendant. It was a trio thing that we could use once we made it to the merge, but we never got the opportunity because I had to go at Mars at one point. But our trio was, I think, pretty good, especially because we each picked a team that we wanted to go into, like, to make the original Gibbon.
So in episode 1, your trio got to pick the players to form the OG Gibbon. How did you decide who to bring on to Gibbon?
I kind of mentioned this already. Hope and Chase from season 2. I was good with them. Hayden picked Evan's group because they were they kind of helped us win, I guess, with holding the stick. And Mars chose Danielle's group because Danielle and Dane and Blaine all came up and were like, hey, pick us, and we just did.
Episode 2, on the quad, Gibbon dominated all the challenges. Tell us which ones were your favorite that night and why.
I liked the puzzle one with the blocks. I wasn't necessarily the best at getting all the words down, but I had the idea of putting the bags on top of the words. I thought that was pretty creative. Kept anyone from cheating off of us.
In episode 3, Gibbon didn't have to go to tribal at all again. Describe how you felt and which challenges you enjoyed the most at the rec. Which were racquetball, fast kickball, yoga dodgeball.
I didn't really participate much in the rec episode. Well, I did in the racquetball one, but the racquetball never came to me.
By the time you got to episode 4, back in the ballroom, did you have any alliances that you had created since episode 1 had filmed? And if so, with who?
We had a group of 5 with me, Hope, Connor, Dane, and Danielle. And we also had Chase on board, and we were thinking about bringing Hayden too. So there was this whole big Gibbon team that was mainly like all of Gibbon, I guess. But we were considering of like making this like a group that would go far.
In episode 4, the first thing the castaways encountered was the first team swap season. You remained on Gibbon, Hayden, Danielle, Chase, and Connor, but got Joseph and Noah added to your team. How did you feel about this brand new Gibbon team?
I feel bad for Noah and Joe because, I mean, it kind of sucked for them. They got on the team of all Gibbon. What are you going to really do about that?
In episode 5, at the beginning, we saw several castaways jump into the pool before the very first challenge began to search for ducks with goggles. What were your thoughts about those castaways taking that leap of faith to find the ducks?
Dude, I've watched every reflection video. I feel like I know that one off script. Good for them.
In episode 5, another team swap occurred. This time, you joined the new Missoula with Blaine, Yearly, Mars, and Hayden. What were your thoughts about that new group at that moment?
I was worried about how well we would do in challenges, and I was kind of right with that. We got 0 points for whatever the 3 different challenges were, and went to tribal. I didn't necessarily feel great challenge-wise. I did like the fact that the majority of that team was OG Gibbons, so I felt safe.
In episode 5, we were at the pool. Of the 3 seasons at the pool, what was your most favorite challenge you saw take place?
I think I liked the flamingo raft one, just because it did relive some memories back in season 1 where there were flamingos in the pool and rafts.
What did you find?
Just the same piece of paper. It's the same piece of paper? Yeah, I'm gonna hide it.
It was like, this just, I don't know, it just like was like a flashback.
In episode 6, at the sports field, the new Lasula had to go to tribal a few times and voted out Mars and Yearly. In the first challenge, tire crawl relay, tell us what you did in it to help your team.
I was one of the runners. I wasn't necessarily first. I was like in the middle of the pack. We got the last tire. The tire portion, whatever tire you got, made a big difference in that challenge. And then we had to take the penalty. And then because we took the penalty, I think, at least I was a little stressed. So when I was like throwing all the bean bags at the thing. I was missing a lot.
In episode 7, how did you approach the voting process with 19 players all attending tribal council together for the first time?
I think voting took forever. I'll keep it real with you. And that many people is so many people just to talk to. There's so many names flying around. It gets a little too chaotic.
In episode 7 at Redmond Stadium, what were your favorite challenges and why?
Oh, okay. I definitely liked the field goal kicking, even though Evan totally deserved that win. I liked that I was going like head to head with him. I was going more for accuracy, but the moment I put too much power on it, it just did not go the way I wanted to. I never kicked a football before, but I played soccer, so I had that advantage to it.
You were well known by the end of season 2 for planting fake idols. Did you do any of that this season? And if so, where and who found them?
So I did. I didn't know if I should have said it at the end because it was never used and it wasn't any significance towards the game. That being said, I think I told Chase and Hope yesterday about it, and they're all like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, yeah. I thought you guys would have picked that up." But Hayden, I think we all remember, or most of us remember, how he, in the ballroom, he went up to the elevated part and just found that like little bag. I planned it there that morning. I just bought a little charm monkey thing off of Amazon. It was like $6 or something like that.
In episode 8, you were on the Ghostface Ghouls team, which seemed to not have the best game plan going into the human checkers. What happened?
I didn't like that episode, or not that episode, but that challenge. I was a little sick at the time and putting a mask on. I just wasn't in it. It was a challenge, it was team-based, and we didn't really have the communication. It was hard to hear through the masks.
In episode 8, you were paired with Silas for the Elevated Souls Challenge in the ballroom. You were the second team to drop. Tell us how that felt and why you two weren't able to complete it successfully.
I was paired with Scott, actually, but, Scott's pretty cool. The only reason why, because I was feeling under the weather, I just didn't want to push myself. And I felt bad because I was someone that was like, "Hey man, I can't really do this." I just dropped because I knew that he was still in it and he probably could have gone a little further, so I did feel a little bad about that.
How did you end up deciding to choose Brady Armstrong as your friend for the Special Friends episode?
We were season 1, season 2. I've always played with him, so it definitely meant a lot having him back with me for that episode. It was nice hearing his input on certain things and just have a friend that knew Survivor and knew what was up and was like listening on conversations for me. It was super cool. It was just nice to play with him again, have him back.
In episode 9, what were your favorite challenges at the rec center and why?
I really like badminton. It's definitely something that I wish that we had gone further in. We had a tight game. I wasn't necessarily used to the net being so low.
In episode 10, walk us through the first immunity challenge, Hungry Monkeys. What happened?
Yeah, I didn't want to get lost because we were blindfolded, so I just stayed in place, felt around me, and was like, okay, there's a ball, just throw it in some direction. I was really just hoping for the best.
In episode 10, with only 7 players left in the game, the OG Gibbon decided to keep the last Bonobo player, which was Scott, and voted out Dane instead. What was that thought process?
Dane at the time was the best player of this season because he had made so many moves. My trust with him had faded because he tried to vote me out, so I was definitely pushing his name out there. We knew that if he got further or lived through that tribal and won the next 2 challenges, he'd probably beat us in the end, and we didn't want that to happen. So we saw the opportunity, we took it, and I'm sorry, Dane, it was a tough vote, but you had to go. You're gonna beat us.
In the season finale, Connor soared through the first 2 parts of the relay while you struggled with the boxes and the cone head balls. Tell us how you felt with that challenge.
I thought I was killing it with the boxes, but apparently the tee, I didn't know that both sides had a match. I just saw it, and my tee had an E on the back, and I'm like, man, that sucks. I didn't know that. And I had to redo the whole, well, not redo the whole thing, but find a different tee that had it on both sides. The cup and the ball, looking like an alien. I don't know. That one just wasn't my thing. I don't know. I wouldn't lock in with that for like at least the first like 10 times I failed, and then I just started to get it, and I'm like, okay, I'm making it happen. I told myself not to run because if I started running, I'd start breathing a lot and then like worsen my balance, and then keep doing that and making it worse for myself. I learned that with the cup stacking, the episode before. So I was just saying, keep calm, you got this, you did this last season, you took your time, that's all you need to do. Ended up working for at least getting me to the puzzle, so.
Yeah, and speaking of the puzzle, by the time you got there, Hope had a decent lead, but you and Connor weren't able to catch up to her. What happened?
I was catching up. I had like, I think 5 pieces left. I was getting there. It was just really tricky because doing a vertical puzzle, even like when I was like putting them in, like it looked like it fit, but when I like tried to put it in, it was like, it would take some effort. And the puzzle itself was like, it felt pretty delicate. So if you put too much pressure on it, I was worried it was just all gonna collapse.
The results of season 3 almost ended up in a 6-6-1 tie, in which Hope would have to have been casted as the tie-breaking vote. Why do you feel the jury was so split, and who was on your side?
I know Dane, Evan, Silas, they all came up to me at the end and said that they voted for me. I'm pretty sure Connor did, and Joe. I think those might have been my 5 votes, but I could be wrong. I know Hayden voted for Hope, so that means the 7 others voted for Danielle. I think the reason why it was so close is that there was the aspect of money when winning this game, and I think a lot of people wanted Danielle to get it, especially because against me, because you know I had won last season, I had the money. So they wanted someone else new to get it, especially someone that could benefit from it. And I think that's why some people lean more towards Danielle. It still shocks me that she was like number 1s with Dane. I didn't see that one coming.
What did you learn about yourself by participating in Survivor Bloomsburg season 3?
I think it's kind of nice that I got 2nd place, because I think it's kind of nice that in some aspects, in my first season, I was voted out a little early. I made it to the jury. In my 2nd season, I won.
What do you feel makes the Survivor Bloomsburg experience so unique and fun to do, or even watch as a spectator?
This is something that Evan said at the finale. He said something along the lines that like it is something that takes place over weeks, and it's a great opportunity to make different relationships with people. You know, if it was something where it only happened through the course of a day or just the course of a week, it wouldn't be as significant. But the fact that like I saw these people once a week throughout this whole semester, I definitely created good friendships, at least obviously with Hope and Chase, but with Connor, Danielle, Dane, and like a few other people too.
Is there anyone you would like to thank for supporting you in this campus competition? Friends, family, others, any shout outs?
Shout out 1 to Caleb. He gave me my legacy advantage.
Hey Jack, I don't think I need any introductions, buddy. I told you in the beginning of season 2 that I was your ride or die, and that's not changing now, even though I'm out of the season. So I am giving you the Python Legacy Advantage.
I wouldn't have made it without that. Brady for showing up that one episode, and a few other friends like Marcus like supported me through it. My girlfriend too, she was always asking me if I was still in it and all that sort of stuff. And every Wednesday my parents would call and ask if I'm still in it. All checking in on me, making sure if I'm, you know, having a good time, and just how the challenges and the voting went. So it's all fun.